Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We start on the daily time frame. Bitcoin is currently hovering around 40,730 roughly. This is the support level that I gave you yesterday as critical support on the smaller time frame. So we're going to take a look at that in a minute. Looking at the daily time frame, absolutely nothing has changed here. The idea is still that we have two scenarios. Both are still valid. Okay, no invalidation. If we get invalidation of the white scenario, which is the more aggressively bullish one, then the chart will clarify itself and will make it easier, because then it is likely going to be a B-wave pullback, which is a deeper pullback in a still unfolding bullish market. So the idea is, in the white scenario, this is the one that is more directly tested from a bullish point of view. And it's the one that will fail first, obviously, because the support area is close to the chart. Basically, then also the invalidation point, even though strictly speaking, what I see as invalidation is not necessarily what would be invalidation in traditional Elliott Wave terms and as per traditional guidelines, because an Elliott Wave purist, you could say, just going strictly by the textbook, would say that the wave 4 could extend lower, and the wave 4 will not be invalidated until we see a break below the wave 1 high at 31k. But this is useless, because then we've dropped too much, and below the 50% retracement, the fourth wave is typically invalidated. Okay, so below the 50% fib level, we can't trust a wave 4. Clear example how practical knowledge beats theoretical knowledge. Yeah, there's no point saying that, okay, going by the rules, the wave 4 could still be unfolding. Well, yeah, but if 95% or even 99% of wave 4s fail after they break below the 50% fib level, then no point talking about a wave 4 then anymore, right? It becomes basically insignificant. Of course, it's valid, but it becomes an insignificant scenario. Therefore, I would then rather see it as a B-wave pullback, and the chart will. So basically, in the white count, it would be here, wave 3, wave 4. We should see a reaction in this region somewhere between 41.8 and 35k. And then a wave 5 of 3 should follow, a wave 4 and 5, and we should get to all-time highs. Ideal bull market target, sort of 125k, from what we can see right now. Okay, so that would be the direct white scenario. It's the scenario that's valid, that's tested more directly, because it's the first one that we know if it works or not, because a break below 35k will, as I said, invalidate it. However, a break below it would then mean that we get a deeper pullback. I would personally prefer that. That doesn't mean I give it higher probability necessarily. I can really only say that below 35k, but I'd like to have it, that B-wave pullback, because I know it will be a deeper pullback in a bullish market with a high likelihood at least, and it would give me a chance to accumulate Bitcoin lower, far lower than where we are now. In this scenario, I see potentially the price dip into the region around 27k from what I can say right now, because that's also a key support range here between 24 and 27 actually, structural support, but also very important Fibonacci support. And if we add the volume profile to the chart, VRVP, this is high volume and high, let's say, a lot of historical support in that region around 27k. So that's about these scenarios. And obviously, a deeper pullback would still be seen as corrective until the price breaks below 19.8k, because that is when I would say new bear market lows have to be confirmed. And then I would not do anything until the market gets to maybe around 10k, maybe even lower, and then buy a significant batch of Bitcoin. Okay, so let's go to shorter time frame counts. So nothing really happened on the daily. Watching for a reaction in this support region to start wave 5. Going to the shorter time frame. Also here we haven't really had a change. I've added a short-term bearish alternative. This is basically, if we go to the daily, just the white count in detail. I'm gonna sketch out the yellow count in detail once we see that the white count could break, but we're far away from that. By the way, I also posted just, well, 15 minutes ago or so on Twitter, the X network, for me it's still Twitter, a short update about Bitcoin, so feel free to follow on Twitter, follow the Twitter channel or X network channel for additional updates, stuff about mindset, tips about Elliott Wave and so on. Here I posted that, the price obviously has not shown any motivation to turn around and complete that B wave in the white scenario we're looking at. If the price drops further, then we've got the next support at 39.3K pretty much. There's a screenshot as well. Signals and updates that we post for gold members are more detailed and obviously will be posted first, and there are also more frequent ones, but occasionally we post some updates here on Twitter as well, in addition to the videos, plus obviously a lot of other content. Just make sure, I have to say that there are impersonators around. Just please make sure that you follow the correct account and channel. That's true for Instagram as well. And very important, we would never ever, and that's something that I have to point out more and more these days, because we're in a bullish market, scammers are around, we would never ever contact you directly on Twitter, on Instagram, anywhere else other than email if you sign up for, one of our plans. But we would never write to you directly, ask you about how your trades are going or something ridiculous, or even ask you to deposit money in addition to any subscription payment that you can, the subscription that you can purchase on the website. So please, there have been attempted scams, and we would never ask you for any additional funds or anything. It's ridiculous. So, but it might be clear to some people, but not to everybody. Okay, so here on the shorter time frame, then we've seen that wave count is still valid that I pointed out. On the weekend as well. The 78.6 Fib level. So basically the idea is in this wave 4, we are in this ABC structure, and we've been waiting for confirmation that B wave has started. So A wave down. Oops, where are we? Why does it not? Yeah, A wave down, B wave up, potentially in the making. Doesn't look good right now, but we just now see a bit of a recovery, and C wave down. This is sort of the ideal scenario. The A wave could have bottomed indeed on Friday. We've seen a first rally. We've seen that the micro count was technically complete. Okay, that doesn't mean it has to turn around, but it means that it's ready for a turnaround. So I highlighted to you, okay, if we now get a corrective pullback, so far it's in 3 waves, and we do not see a sustained break below 40.7K, we can still have the view that the B wave has started. Okay, but even I have to say this is a very deep pullback that occurred here overnight. It doesn't invalidate though the idea that the B wave has started. So I leave it on the chart as it is. Even though the 78.6 Fib level was briefly broken, we can discuss if it was a sustained break. To be honest, it hasn't even closed the hourly candle below it. Yeah? So I'm observing if the A wave is finished. So obviously it needs to turn around really here. Any break below the intraday low will mean that the A wave is extending. That, however, doesn't really have any impact on the, let's say, the bigger picture. And we haven't even taken out the Friday low. So overall, the situation is unchanged, but we've had a deep pullback. And if we break below the intraday low, I think we could be traveling towards 39.3K in an extension of the A wave. We would just have to count it differently. Don't like the count that much from a how it looks and everything. So maybe I need to think about something different potentially. This would have to be a diagonal then, ending diagonal. It doesn't look right. So I'll see what happens here now. But in either way, 39.3K would be next support if another low is made. Until then, if the market shows some motivation right now, this could be the start of wave C here, of the smaller A wave there. Okay, so it's still all possible. B waves can even here overshoot to the downside. That's possible, even though it's quite a deep pullback right now. We caught in the correction, obviously, and also there are obviously grayscale selling pressures and everything. But let's see if the market can travel a little higher in that B wave here. Before then, eventually, we should still go lower. So bear in mind, we should still go lower in that C wave eventually anyway. I do not have the perspective that the wave 4 is over at this stage. I think it will be with us. This correction will be with us for a while. So I'm not saying we're going to break out to the upside here. I'm saying, okay, it is likely that we start a corrective rally here at some point, possibly already started. But if it has, then the market has pulled back deeper than it would be ideal. But it's all possible within a B wave, okay? We haven't even had a sustained break below the 78.6 retrace so far. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. And yeah, if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as regular updates about stocks, then check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.